Hey everybody, it's me again. We're back at the whiteboard. Somebody commented yesterday on the video and said, do one on timelines. And I thought that's so perfect. This is an important topic and we don't necessarily talk about it enough. And I don't know if it's always fully explained. So let's run it. Let's start at the top. Offer expiration. First of all, everything runs on a timeline in real estate, okay? Just because the opportunity arises, just because you get an offer, does not mean that that offer is endlessly available, okay? Windows of opportunity do close. So, from the top, let's talk about timelines, how they're created, and why we use them. So, if you got a contract on your home, if somebody said, hey, I want to buy your house, and then there was absolutely no other information given, you'd be like, well, when? How are we doing this? So to keep things moving forward, we set a timeline and both sides agree on it, the buyers and the sellers. And then once you get in contract on the transactional side, each side sends a confirmation. They introduce each other, who the title company is, if there's a transaction coordinator, things like that. And there will be a timeline laid out and we all agree to it. One time during the days after Helene, I let the other agent know, I said, hey, I'm in and out of places that have no cell service, give me a little extra time to respond because I need to get back to cell service, go through all my emails and calls, and then I'll get back to you, that kind of thing. Well, this particular agent was fussy. So if she didn't hear from me within 5-10 minutes, she was blowing up the loan officer and my TC, and it just went up the went up and up and up, right? So timelines are important. We have to understand what we're working with and follow them accordingly. So first off, offer expiration. So when you send an offer over, buyer sends an offer to the seller, that offer is not endlessly on the table. Now, some states, there's a built-in 3-day expiration where it states clearly in there, after 3 days, this is no longer valid. This offer is no longer valid. If you want to revisit it, we're going to have to rewrite it. Okay, other states, you manually enter that date at the bottom of the offer. And you can set it as tight or as loose as you want. You can say, hey, you know what, hey, listing agent, your sellers need to respond within 1 hour. Or you can give them 24 hours or 3 days or a week even if you really wanted to. But that's set up between the buyer and the buyer's agent. They say, how long do you want this offer to be on the table? And then an offer expiration is set. Now, we talked about this before when we talked about what escrow means. Once that offer is accepted, a new timeline starts, right? So all of those dates, I don't know what my phone is doing. All of those dates are also laid out in the contract. So we go over like how much time does the buyer have to get their money, their EMD, their earnest money deposit, into the title company. How much time do they have to complete inspections? And you know what? I should have put under inspections, there's a secondary timeline when it comes to inspections, which is a resolution period, which I should have included. But just note that in your mind. You know, matter of fact, while you're watching this, save this for later so you can come back to it. We have a timeline for the appraisal. The appraisal cannot just endlessly go on. And this was a big topic when things were a little crazy because appraisals were running extremely late. So sometimes that appraisal timeline had to be really pushed back outside of what was kind of like a normal operating timeline. There's a timeline for the loan. How long do you have to take before you get to clear to close? Is this going to go on forever? Do you have 2 weeks? Are we going to be real hard on this? And you've got, 12 days, 14 days, and some lenders shine. Some lenders are amazing. They get you clear to close in no time at all. And finally, close of escrow. How long are we going to give you before you get this thing completely done across the finish line? So timelines are very important. They're laid out clearly in the contract. Pretty much everything can be specified. You can kind of change, and if you need a little more time on the appraisal, but you only need like 3 days on the inspections, you just want to do visual. All of that is laid out in the contract, and they're adjustable. Okay, so you can decide what you need for your contract. Go over that with your realtor, but that's basically the timeline. And then all of it leads up to, as we always talk about, close of escrow. Okay, see you guys soon. Bye.